Man on the box, but you play as ladies. Try to turn a profit challenge level, sweet baby. No way, Jose Osei, can you see? You ain't black if you don't vote for me. Wukong Stellar Blade Space Marines, Shill Dragon Age Blowjob Specialist C, the androgynous mocap no sexuality, finish they themselves trans fatality, authentic non-binary representation, claims mainstream's activist infestation, kotaku gay aroma so pungent you're now redundant, most triumphant. Ogre triggered by titty, I pity, the wokeness monster need a Bouchery fitty. Only positivity comments disabled, HRT injectors love labels. Unlucky like a two-leaf clover. Would've been your daddy but a dog beat me over the fence. Where you sittin', hot fire, no mittens. Don't find yourself smitten when Kyle starts spittin' boy. Media go, shill and swallow. Chud sucker journal, Hebrew head hollow. Insecure politically, fear femininity. DEI stands for unsustainability. Hello, beta testers. Like and subscribe if you feel privileged to have found gaming's Voldemort so early. Many people fear my words as though I've made them unwilling time travelers and flung them into a future where my perceived evil is law. Well, if I'm so good at manipulating the future, we should definitely put my prophetic power to the test. Today, I'll be addressing what I consider 15 forgettable woke games that the TGAs will nominate because F you know what I'm saying? So, in no particular order, number 15, Capes. Capes is the kind of game where you've definitely never heard of it, and I had to think twice about putting it on this list because it's like I'm giving it attention, but this has appeared on multiple people's best of the year. You don't want to miss this games list, just shill pick. It's a sweet baby game, so you know that's exactly why people are featuring it, but it's still shocking to see it. The fun thing about Capes is that the developers recognize Sweet Baby Inc. as pariahs, and were they to make the decision about whom to work with in the future, they alluded to not picking Sweet Baby Inc. Hooray! Just one of many racist sensitivity consultation grifters, but it's a start. Number 14, Starfield. I'm bored and I haven't even started talking about it. This entry and the next one join a list that will elicit a response from most people along the lines of, how dare you include this? You don't care about even the facade of coming across like someone that gives a shit about what people actually think, because the fallout, pun intended, following this abysmal DLC release should make this the butt of jokes, the target of mockery, not a nominee for some freaking award at your garbage advertisement show, but it ticks all the right boxes, so we expect for you to cover it in a favorable light, because it's like the best game that Bethesda's ever made if you listen to the nut jobs running the show over there, or is it the best game they can manage with the talent they have now? Moving on to the next entry, number 13, Alan Wake, or Control, or whatever Last of Us garbage that we're confused about the inclusion of, but just like Bethesda's Starfield could potentially have a future TV show, and Fallout has a TV show, you've got to find a way to shoehorn this garbage into the show because, checks, cash, money, baby, dollar bill, y'all. Jeff Keighley on that ass. Woke. And since Alan Wake 2, even after last year's Song and Dance, still has not recouped its cost, it more than qualifies for more time gamers will never get back. Number 12. Unknown 9 Awakening, another sloppy, sweet baby slog of an experience. What more is there to say? When it comes to 2024's heavy-handed and poorly incorporated political propaganda boring people to tears in the gaming form now, I think you can do much better than Unknown 9. Whatever money they got for this clearly didn't make it mostly into this game. I hope they spent it on something nice. I'm certain Sweet Baby CEO used their money on some Bowser-shaped toys. Number 11. Flintlock Siege of Dawn, the game that needed to lie and say it was a Souls-like to garner some attention. Saying it is a thing that it's not. Very inclusive, mad representation. You would be shocked to know that it too is a Sweet Baby Inc. game. Jesus Christ. Number 10. Dead Rising Remake. Censorship, censorship, censorship. Oh my god, I gotta censor this game, don't you know? Number 9. Horizon Zero. I don't know which one was probably remastered or DLC. I'm willing to wager that even if a fucking Horizon Zero Dawn game didn't come out this year, we'd be seeing it at the show regardless, because maybe there's a show coming down the pipes and Jeff Keighley's gotta get in on that because his new game award show is kind of like the Oscars or something. So it's ironic that the guy that won Game of the Year for It Takes Two would roast the Oscars when it's exactly how corrupt the show had become. How sad. Number 8. Super Mario Sunshine PlayStation Edition. Just kidding, I'm talking about Astrobot. This may seem like a controversial pick, but when you're as heterosexual as I am, you can easily clock which games the activist journalists give themselves permission to appreciate. And it's that kiddie shit that will make it easier to, I don't know, giggity groom. You know what I'm talking about. Number 7. Skull and Bones, a quadruple A game from Ubisoft, the entities who need to make it clear that you must get used to not owning your games. This will probably be an easy target for Jeff Keighley and his game award, so he may grant his writers the opportunity to write a few jokes or two at Skull and Bones' expense, something he should feel free to do with many of the games this year, but some people are paying his bills. Number 6. Tales of Kenzera, a game whose entire development team was put on notice for redundancy following the poor performance of a title you might vaguely remember the gameplay of following a 3-minute guilt trip about a dead relative from an actor who was given more stage time than actual award-winning developers. But Abubakar Salim is a sweet baby member, and they consulted on his Kenyan game from reasons, so let us wait with bated breath to see which sensitivity consultant they roll out to lecture us in this year's show. Because the political lectures in the games aren't enough, apparently, maybe they can get us to vote for who they want us to vote for, because that's what they believe democracy to be. Number 5. Dustborne. Government-funded identity politics propaganda. So lazy the handful of kitty litter sifters playing through it instantly clocked layouts and assets lifted from games as popular as Grand Theft Auto. It clearly drained some of the people trying to save footage of this nightmare. Ignorant activists posing as developers openly tweeting statements like, "I'm going to put knitting men and sexy non-binary characters into the games." Okay. Funny how sexy is allowed for the side and a topic of discussion among woke developers, but serving the heterosexuals that happen to make up a popular majority is taboo to the dyed-hair nose-ring mafia. I can knit a sweater and still throb for the big titty beta testers clicking the like button and commenting on these videos, because my identity is not so fragile that doing anything someone perceives as blank would make me as insecure as some of these developers enough to avoid it. A game by losers for losers. Thank you for the fuel on the fire. Number 4. Concord. Man, developers were calling people talentless freaks. They were calling people weirdos who would soon run out of games to play because, as far as they're concerned, they're all woke. Big talk for people whose game didn't last 2 weeks. Your history now, and not because you included a transgender character in your LGBTQ plus political game with fat black old dyed lipstick and fucking nose piercings weirdos. Ooh yeah, this is what people like. A hero shooter with repulsive heroes. It's not the DEI that's causing this. Whatever you assholes need to tell yourself. Take the opportunity, as many opportunities as you need to fuck up in this specific way, and everybody will remind you what the real problem is, and you can keep convincing yourself, like some people are coping over a loss, that the reason that it happened is something that you're making up. You feel me? Number 3. Sushi Squad. The only reason this is on here is because people did have expectations based on the it's Arkham garbage that they had to keep saying in what would inevitably be a gender, race swap, age swap jamboree of a Sweet Baby Inc. game. Been there, done that. Number 2. Star Wars Outlaws. How do you fail so hard with a Star Wars game? one ugly woman ought to do it. You guys are gonna learn the power of one ugly woman. Ooh, hell hath no fury like an ugly woman in a video game and what it'll do to your bank account and stock. Ubisoft was down to one stock and was this reckless in the Smash game, that is the gaming industry. Let me smash, said no one ever looking at the main character from this ugly fucking game. So, number one, you already know. Dragon Age the Veilguard. With a little bit of time between it and now, you know, I'm thankful that this game came out and demonstrated just how impossible a challenge it is for activists not to insert themselves and their dumpster juice ideology to people that, of course, are going to be so done they will never touch anything that you cocksuckers make again. Congratulations, you killed it. Ooh, man, you killed it. And not in the good way, but you can think of it in the good way. Ooh, you guys killed it. You know what I mean? Ooh, yeah. It has been nothing short of delightful watching an industry burn for its inability to listen. You have chosen to ally with entities who would boycott the best-selling game of the year because stupid is what you are, stupid is all you'll ever be. And brother, ain't no eye-openers for motherfuckers that clearly want to keep their eyes shut. We just gonna usher you into another poop chamber and tell you that it's actually some kind of chocolate factory, you know what I'm saying? I've been collecting footage from Gacha games lately, and I'm very impressed with Shift Up's work in Nikke Goddess of Victory. But I'm more amused by how Western modern audience slop has alienated its majority male audience, and worse, allowed MiHoYo to slot 3 Apocalypse Horsemen on the stage unfazed. Your future is non-existent, and you think you guys have time to argue with people on the internet who are telling you what they would actually buy? But you're fighting it because that's not what you want. Be better, new normal, right side of history. You know what the right side of history is? The winning side. And that's why it hurts, doesn't it? Because you lost. But not you, beta tester. You guys are winning. Some of you aren't doing anything and you're winning. How are you doing it? Hey, you, stop that, man. Stop that big titty woman. Who's listening to me? Who's jumping in the Discord? Who's going?
You're not so big in the chest, dear. My boobs are big too. That's right.
It's a competition with you ladies. Jeez, calm your tits. Now, I want to thank the patrons and the sponsors for tolerating whatever I've been mixing up lately. I think we need to get back into more amusing territory for these videos. If we can do it without the internet losing its mind. Just chill, man. Just keep it down. Damn. See you later. Love you.